What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Dragon Ball Day today. Goku MUI looking over his shoulder. There's something unbelievably cool about Goku's poses when you can see his back and he's looking over the shoulder. So let's draw this one. I'm on a landscape page. Use a pencil and an eraser and hit pause if I go too fast. Let us begin. 3/4 pose. It's nearly profile. We can see like a little bit of the other eye. So I'm going to get just probably the nose in first. So center point of my page here, down a bit. We're a bit lower than halfway because he's got like massive hair. So center point here, down a little bit, over to the left a little bit. You could do it right there if you wanted, just the head won't be centered. So we'll go down, across. And his nose is kind of like, just like an L or an upside down 7. So you go like, boop, that way. And then it hooks back like a little L. And in Dragon Ball they always like draw the shadow sort of, so this goes a bit longer. And then there's a little triangle underneath his nose, just there. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with for his nose. So like just above that, then we have the sort of frowns where the eyes come out of. So like it's kind of like a little W sort of shape that Dragon Ball characters have, right? It's just these sort of curved lines, but it kind of looks like a W or like a fork, you know, one of like those pitchforks like farmers use and stuff. Well, they probably don't use them anymore, but so out from there we have the big eye and then the small eye going over that way, but we'll do the big one first because it's kind of easier. So we just do this check mark, like a big tick line. And it curves down at the end. And it's relatively flat on this one, just to do with the way his head is tilted. Square end. And then we go around and gradually we get skinnier as it goes down towards that front of the eyebrow, okay? And you might have another frown line there. Right, and then we have a short line and then a long line just here. And then we curve those together like that. And the iris and the pupil then in there. His MUI eyes seem to be bigger than all the other eyes. Normally like it would be like a circle, half circle just like here. But it's kind of like bigger, kind of touches the bottom. So it goes around and up to here. And then the pupil is black just in here. Okay, so kind of like bigger eyes. We also have the cheek marks. Those sort of hatching lines on his cheek that Dragon Ball characters always have. And maybe like a bit of a frown line just up there. So the other eye, right, it's much smaller and it's kind of like hidden in the other side of his nose, right? So we can just see like a little bit of his eyebrow just going up this way. Can't see much of it, right? So because it goes like behind his hair a little bit, hooks down there and then goes up and then goes back down. It gets skinnier as it goes down. So we're going in a completely different direction because this side of his head is turned away. So then the eye, long line here, and then it kind of goes in behind his nose, sort of there. Now you'll see this one is much smaller than this one because his face is turning away from us, so it's kind of like perspective going on. Things, when they go away from us, get smaller. His big old iris on this side just hooks real close because we want him to be looking this way, so it's real close to his nose. Just sort of curves down there. And we can barely see a little bit of the pupil just in here. Okay. We could see some check marks, like the hatching lines just on his cheek, just going that way, but they're very small. His mouth is real close to the nose, right? The bottom of this triangle is where it comes out, right? So it kind of curves down, goes flat across, and then down again. And then the bottom lip is kind of drawn in as well, so it goes like down that way. I might curve this down a bit more just to make him look a bit more grumpy. So his chin is real square. So like the curved line for his face is like here, right? So the chin will be just here as well. It's a real square sort of chin. So we're not like the middle line, the features curved that way. So this chin like starts at the edge of his nose here. It's not like over here, right? Because the line from for his face goes up behind his nose, right? So it goes up that way. So you want the chin to be like over here. And then his cheek curves around that way. And this disappears up underneath his fringe, those spiky Dragon Ball fringes. His jaw goes like pretty straight across. And just like say close to this, like underneath the eyebrows, say like the end of the eyebrows about there, turns up. And then we see his earlobe starting there. And then the top of his ear is like up here, but it comes out from behind like a hair spike, part of his fringe. Pretty big ears in Dragon Ball as well. So say there's like a hair spike here. And then we have some ear lines inside. The easiest way to do this is this letter J sort of shaped like that. Right. Some people can leave it like that, but Dragon Ball tend to do a bit more detail on it. It's just basically like a few extra sort of lines like this. So the rest of his hair, right? So we got like more like typical sort of Goku hair spikes, right? So we got this little V here, and then two hair spikes come out from that. This one will come like down and touch his eye, like right there. And then it'll go back up this way, around, down into that center area of that V. And then the next one will come out from there as well. Comes down over this eye. And then spikes back up. And comes back over towards the middle. So it comes back down into here. And then we can see like a little bit of his hairline just underneath these. Some sort of textures on it there. So we have another spike on part of his fringe. There. And this comes up to there. So the rest of his hair, Goku hair spikes. So we have that round part in the middle, and it kind of comes out from behind his ear. So there's a cluster of them that point this way, then you have a round part, and then a cluster that go back. I guess it's easiest to do back here. So coming out from the V, the ear, sorry, the V. coming out from his ear. There's this little hairline. I was thinking this. And then we go spike it out, back in. There's 4 of these hair spikes. And then another one going, carving down a bit, and then back in. And then another smaller one there. And then we have, there's this round part of his head here. Base form Goku has it, and so does Ultra Instinct. So this kind of goes into there a little bit. So then bigger spikes now, right? So this one goes here somewhere. Might go off my page. I don't know, it's quite big. Go to maybe there. And then it goes in behind a bigger one. It's probably the biggest one. Down to there. And then this one goes up, across, down to there. Another one that way. And then I think this is the last, well, there's actually a smaller one, but this is like the last main one. Going there, and then behind his head. He's got like a skinny one here, which is unusual. I've never seen that. So texture lines now. So each hair spike has some texture lines on it. So just you follow each one. See, curving around, following the shape. I'm going to give him some textures on his face because he's like been fighting, so like some scratch lines and dirt, and just to make him look a bit more beat up. Right. Next, anatomy. So his back and his shoulders. Back of his neck, just here. Front of the neck goes that way. And his Adam's apple part is just like there somewhere. So his spine bumping sort of down here, and they go like with these hatching lines across. And then another spine line curving down the middle of his back, down there. And then all your muscles come out from here, right? So say his trapezius comes out there, and this side is like bigger than this side. This is 3/4. It's like this shoulder is turned more towards us. So for example, this one is like twice the size of that one, nearly, like in length, nearly. There's another line there. So this shoulder, like a big basketball, bumps out. Right, you got like the other deltoid muscles, muscle lines and stuff just drawn in like that. So the other one's smaller, just because it's turned away from us. So you see that from like the middle of his spine to the edge of the shoulder here is half the size of this middle of the spine to the edge of the shoulder, because it's 3/4 pose, so a quarter is missing. So you just go 1, 2, 3. Okay. From here is 2, so this space, and this is 1. If that makes sense. That you basically you want like from this line to here to be about half the size of from this line to here. Just gives that illusion that his body's turned away. And then we just add some more anatomy lines in there. These are the muscles on his back. Another one there. Another one here. And then here. And then his back goes down that way. Sorry for the noise in the background if you can hear that. My kids are fighting. They're always fighting. You know, I fought with my siblings, so Shane, if you're watching this, he's probably not watching this. So just like these are like the backs of his arms as the joints, like his back muscles and stuff. Right, and then scratches. On his back. And aura. So depending on like what type of aura you like to do. I'm going to give him the bubbly one. I think it's the most common one that he gets when he's MUI, so it's sort of wavy. And that's it. Goku MUI. Looking intimidating. Looking over his shoulder. Thanks for watching. I have to go be a parent. See you next one. Bye.